Hey guys, welcome back. Well, today I am sharing my top 5 hotels in Fort Lauderdale where you can stay before you take a cruise. And I decided to do this video because I've gotten a lot of questions on this, and most of the time people just email me and we'll email back and forth. But I thought, you know what, if I'm starting to get more and more questions, then probably there are other people out there wanting to know this information as well. Now, I picked these hotels specifically because of where they are located. They're located in the central area of 17th Street, which is just around the corner from the cruise terminal, and it's really close to the airport. So there are a lot of hotels on this main street, and this street actually leads over the drawbridge onto the beach in Fort Lauderdale. I'm not focusing on any of those hotels after the drawbridge into Fort Lauderdale Beach, but by all means, check those out if that's something you're wanting to do and stay at the beach. There's some great ones over there as well. Okay, so let's get started with number 1. And these are in no specific order. This is somewhere we've probably stayed the most, but this would be the Renaissance. And my husband and I are Marriott Rewards members, so we often try to look for a Marriott hotel to use our points or get more points. And we haven't stayed here recently only because we found some better prices or better deals elsewhere. But I love the location of this hotel. It's right across the street from the Walgreens there, which is around the corner from the cruise port. And so any last minute items you need, it's great. You can just go in there. I think we almost always make a trip to Walgreens, but all these hotels are within walking distance there. So it's great that that's there if you need something. Also right behind it is the Bimini Boatyard, which was one of our favorite restaurants in Fort Lauderdale. We actually went there after we got engaged many years ago, so it's kind of a cool special place to us. So Renaissance is great. I will link all these hotels below with the additional information as far as like any extras they may have, like free breakfast or free airport shuttle or cruise shuttle. A lot of them offer one or the other, some offer both. I'll put that information below. Next would be Embassy Suites. Now they're gonna be like your typical other Embassy Suites. They offer a little more than most hotels, so that's always good. You know, you usually get your complimentary drinks and you get, you know, your free breakfast, things like that. And next is Holiday Inn Express. This is actually a nice hotel if you're looking to save a little bit of money. It's a somewhat newer hotel, so it's nice. If you're just wanting somewhere to spend the night, get up and get on the cruise the next morning, this is a great hotel. So definitely don't discount it just because it's a little less expensive than some of the others. My husband and I have stayed there, I think twice. You know, and again, you get free breakfast in the morning. It's a nice enough hotel just for spending the night before your cruise. The Hilton Fort Lauderdale Marina is the next one. And this one's actually right on the edge of the drawbridge. So you get great views of all the ships and everything in port, looking right down at the port. And it's still within walking distance to restaurants and things like that. The last one is actually not on 17th Street, but it's just a few blocks off and it's still in that general area, so I wanted to mention it, and that is Hyatt Place. They also have an airport shuttle and free breakfast. I mentioned the free breakfast because sometimes that's just nice when a hotel offers that. The Renaissance has breakfast, but you do pay. But I don't know if you're like me, sometimes in the morning, even though I'm getting ready to get on a cruise and I'm gonna eat lunch and, you know, be eating the next week, I like to have a little something in the morning. And it's awesome, especially if it's a free breakfast, you can just grab a little bit of something and not overeat so you can get ready to eat when you get on the cruise. Now, I had mentioned taxi and cruise shuttles. What my husband and I typically do, we always fly in the day before, and I highly recommend that. That's why I'm doing this video, is we fly in the day before and stay at a hotel. It's just less stressful. You don't have to worry about, you know, your bags or, you know, flight delays or anything like that. Plus that, then you can do a little sightseeing wherever you're flying into. So we usually take a taxi from the airport in Fort Lauderdale to this hotel, wherever it may be on 17th Street. We always stay in that general area, and it's actually under $20 normally. It's a very short taxi ride, as you can see, from the airport to any of this general area hotels. Now, once you go over the drawbridge and into the beach area, I'm not sure how much extra it is. And as far as cruise shuttles, most hotels do offer them, but they offer them for a fee. Some of them will even offer, say, parking. So if you are parking and driving to Fort Lauderdale, and maybe you're going to stay at the hotel, they'll let you keep your car there for a fee. So as far as the actual cruise shuttle, each one is a little bit different as far as price, meaning each hotel will charge a little bit different because they all might have like little bit different packages. My husband and I usually do not take a cruise shuttle to the port, only being because there's usually just the two of us, so it's actually quicker and sometimes cheaper to call a taxi. And some hotels will even have taxis sitting right out in front ready to go, or if not, you can just have somebody at the front desk call one and they'll be there in a few minutes because they're going back and forth constantly to the port anyway. Now, if there is a large group of you and you all want to go together, then yes, I would recommend the shuttle. It varies in price, anywhere from like $6, $8, $10, I think, per person one way. And there's usually a little bit of a wait depending on how many people are in your group. So that's why I say if there's just the two of you, you may want to look into taking a taxi because again, I find that it's definitely quicker and it may be the same amount of money, if not a little bit cheaper to do that anyway. So I did mention Walgreens and the Bimini Boatyard, but there are many other restaurants on 17th Street. I know there's a Carrabba's and just other little smaller restaurants, or you know, just places to grab something quick. There's also a Publix grocery store just right off of 17th Street, a couple blocks back. It's within walking distance. So if you need anything last minute there, or maybe you just want to get a few things and have in your room, that's available. So if you guys have a favorite hotel or recommendation in that general cruise port area, definitely leave them in the comments below so that we know. All these that I've mentioned, I definitely recommend. I have either stayed there multiple times or I would stay there. I usually shop around with all of them depending on what's the best deal, or if I have, you know, free points or rooms or whatever, you know, so I always just do that. And again, I've linked everything below so that you can check them out for yourself. So I hope you guys found this helpful. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.